Yo, what's up guys, D-Cell here, and today I want to talk about the new strategy battle in Counterside. Now this new update with strategy battle has got a lot of people up in arms, and I want to try to answer that question, was this a terrible update? So after spending a few days with this update, I have quite a lot to say about it, and I want to just list what I think are the positives and the negatives going into this with the new strategy battle system, and then give my ideas on what needs to change. Definitely watch this video, listen to what I have to say, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this issue? But before I do that, definitely make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy this video and enjoy this content and want to see more like it in the future. Also, I do live stream every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/d-cellgaming. Definitely come follow me over there if you're interested in my live streaming content. Alrighty, and let's just dive right into this and talk about whether I think this was a good change or not. And we're going to start with the pros, the positive of this change. Now, one of the immediate positives I think with the new Gauntlet strategy battle system is that it used to be a dead gameplay mode. Like, nobody really took it seriously. It didn't give you a whole lot of points. I mean, honestly, it still doesn't give you a whole lot of points, but it was definitely a dead gameplay mode. You didn't even really form a defense for it. I think I ended the last season with 18,000 points. Listen guys, I am not an 18,000 point player. I'm like a 4.5, 5,000 point, player at best. Okay, there's no way I should end any kind of PvP system with 18,000 rank points. That's absolutely absurd, but it's because it was a dead gameplay mode. So this was definitely a step in the right direction as to liven it up, right? Because one of the other pros is your defense actually matters now, because when you get a defense win, you get more gauntlet points. And if you get a defense loss, then you're gonna lose a little bit of your rank standing there. So actually having a defense now matters. So I think this is a good thing. I think this makes it from a dead gameplay mode to something that actually matters. And on that point, I think gauntlet points are actually easier to get because you now have an NPC mode and they go all the way down to level 40s. These are level 40 characters, so they're really, really easy to beat. You can, if you can't find anyone to beat, just go in here, grind out your level 40s. You can fully auto them. I hear a lot of people going, oh, I can't fully auto this no more. Yes, you can. You can totally fully auto your gauntlet points if you really just care about your gauntlet points and nothing else. If you can't fully auto a level 40 team, you've got way more problems with your account than this new strategy battle update, okay? You can definitely get it with the NPCs, no problem. They have a cool little revenge system here as well, and you get up to 100 extra points for defense to win. So in my opinion, overall, it's actually easier to get gauntlet points now. And another really good thing about this update, in my opinion, is the introduction of manual play. In my opinion, a full auto game mode has no reason being in any kind of PvP game mode. If you want full auto, have a tower mode, have some sort of E mode, an idle mode, if you will, but it doesn't belong in a PvP setting. Sure, if you want, auto to be available, which it is, by the way, that's good, but it shouldn't be fully automatic. You should have some sort of player input if it's player versus player, right? It just makes sense. It shouldn't be AI versus AI. At least should be player versus something if it's going to be PvP. That's just my opinion. So I think the addition of having the ability to manual it now is very, very good. But unfortunately, that is about where all the positivity ends, because there's a lot of negativity around this, and I want to go over it because there's some things about this that's really eating me up. So the very first obvious thing to see when you get into Gauntlet, the new strategy battle, is the menus are really laborious to navigate. You got to go into the menus every single time to preview the characters. If you don't find anyone, then you have to refresh and you have to keep going again, and there's no fight this person button right here. You know what I mean? You have to go into the character, say, okay, I want to fight this person, then come out, then you have to hit this attack button right here and then you can attack them, then you can form a squad against them. Like, overall, there's so many menus to go through. This is absolutely mind-numbing to me why they chose this. This is really bad. This is very cumbersome and not needed. The next thing about this is it's harder to rank up, right? So you get your daily losses. When you lose, I don't have any right here, but when you lose, you actually lose the total rank number right here. So you actually lose your season points. So it makes it harder and more active, which again, we knew going into this, it's going to be going from a dead gameplay mode to an active gameplay mode. So we knew it was going to be, you know, more of a chore, because it goes from something that dead to something that now you actually need effort into. But this just makes it the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, because now your defense does detract from your gains. So this does make it a little harder. Overall, the game mode is harder, so that is pretty much a con for a lot of people. I don't necessarily know if I would call it a negative thing, but it's definitely a negative for a ton of people, because it's much harder now. And this brings me to the last thing I want to talk about, which is really bugging me. I've tested this multiple times. I tested it last live stream on Monday, and at time of this recording, this bug is still active, and it's really damaging the new strategy battle system. So in strategy battle, the bans and ups are supposed to apply, and if you go to the defense, you can see that it says there's bans and there's ups. However, from multiple testings, this simply is not the case. Once you get into the actual combat, it doesn't apply. So basically what this means is if the bans and the ups aren't actually applying in the actual gameplay mode, you can set whatever defense that you want. It doesn't matter. You can set the most cancerous defense because the bans aren't going to apply to them. Rivet, for example, she's supposed to be an up unit this week, and she's supposed to be a 1-cost player with extra stats on her. But when you get into the actual combat, she's still a 2-cost, and she's also a 2-cost for defense. She's not a 1-cost. That also means the banned units are being deployed in the defense as the standard cost. This is absolutely mind-numbing to me. This needs to be fixed ASAP, because this is allowing players to set very cancerous defensive teams and make it even more artificially harder to rank up in the strategy battle. You're seeing people like stack ALSY with Guyun and Zhao Lin and Yumina or Yuna, and just absolutely cancer that you can just they have Hilda with, you know, they have Yuna hidden behind a Hilda, then they have Guyun and Zhao Lin also hidden behind Hilda, and it's just, come on now, like you need to have this thing working, because it's already hard enough. It's made the gameplay harder than what it is, and this is making it artificially much harder. So what are my final thoughts on this new strategy battle update? And I think it's a step in the right direction. I think there's no reason to have a gameplay mode if it's going to be dead and no one's taking it serious, right? But I do want to give some suggestions, and I would love to know what you guys think. I think the very first thing I would suggest is to double the season points that you get for rank. If we're going to be putting in more effort, we should be rewarded more. I just think it makes sense. The gameplay like points that we got before reflected a dead gameplay mode, and now we're no longer a dead gameplay, right? It's definitely much harder and much more effort has to go into it, so our effort should be rewarded. And I think that would affect whales and free to play in a positive light. And I think the quartz amount is fine per rank. They should just double the season points. That way we can get the extra stuff for the, you know, store. And I think that would be a way of mitigating some of that loss, because now it just feels like we're doing extra work for nothing. So giving us some extra rewards, I think, is warranted. On top of that, they need to fix this menu system. So when you see here, this says Ricky, meet as God. When I click this person, if I'm going to go into this menu, there should be a fight button right here. So if I want to fight them, I can. And then right here and right here should be left and right arrows to let me navigate through the list, so I don't have to go back out and in, back out and in, back out and in. Now, if that's too hard to do, then right here should be a CP and a unit preview when you click on them. That way, you never have to leave this one. This is what I would prefer. So I click on, let's say I clicked on this person, METD. I clicked on them. Instead of going into a different menu, down here it would show their lineup, it would show their CP, and then if I wanted to fight them, I could just hit the fight button from here. This would make this gameplay much smoother and way better in my opinion. And the other thing is, for the love of God, fix the ban update system. The ban and up system is just like, if you're just going to allow people to make whatever defense teams they want, this is just going to end up being another like dead gameplay mode, because it's just going to be dominated by whales anyway. Because what's going to stop people from just putting all awakened units in it on their defense team? So real or like cancer units like Guyun and Xiaolin. Like, I mean, that combo alone is, it's so painful to deal with. The stuns and the auto crits, like something's got to give. My suggestion here actually would probably be to give strategy battle a different set of bans than the ranked RTA, just to give it a little bit more of an identity and more of a flair against RTA. So like my idea would be, like, for the sincere season, for this season, just ban all awakened units for strategy battle, or ban strikers, or do something like, you know, danger close and have a subset of characters that get stat increases by like 100% or whatever, and do something like that to shake it up and prevent people from just stacking up, you know, super powerful units, or go the easy route and just make bans and ups actually work. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. I just wanted to air out my thoughts on the new strategy battle system and get an idea of what you guys think as well. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. With that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.